Good morning, children. Let us continue with the exercise on the chapter Current Electricity. Question number 7. Resistances R1, R2, R3, and R4 are connected as shown in the figure. S1 and S2 are the two keys. Discuss the current flowing in the circuit in the following cases. You can see here R1 and R2, they are connected in parallel. Okay. So now three cases are given here. When both the keys S1 and S2 are closed, when both the keys are open, and when S1 is closed but S2 is open. When both S1 and S2 are closed, in this case, the total current of the circuit will flow through branch FG and branch HI will not conduct any current. Hence, the current will flow only through resistances R1, R2 and R3 and it will not flow through R4. Both S1 and S2 are open. When both the keys are open, in this case, the current will flow through the resistances R1, R3 and R4. However, since the branch D is open, it will not flow through R2. In the third question, S1 is closed but S2 is open. In this case, current will flow through the resistances R1, 2, 3 as well as 4. Question number 8. Three resistances X1, X2 and X3 are connected in a circuit in different ways. X is the effective resistance. The properties observed for these different ways of connecting X1, X2 and X3 are given below. Write the way in which they are connected in each case. The current I flows through X1, X2 and X3. X is larger than X1, X2 and X3. X is smaller than X1, X2 and X3. The potential difference across X1, X2 and X3 is the same. In the first case, the current I flows through X1, 2 and 3. Here resistances are connected in series and as the same current flows through each resistor. In the second case, X is larger than X1, 2 and 3. Here resistances are connected in series as the effective resistance is larger than each of the individual resistors. Next, X is smaller than X1, 2 and 3. Resistances are connected in parallel as the effective resistance of resistors is less than the individual resistors. In D case, the potential difference across X1, 2 and 3 is the same. Resistances are connected in parallel as the potential difference across all resistors is same. When X is equal to X1 plus 2 plus 3, of course it means the resistances are connected in series as the effective resistance is equal to the sum of their individual resistances. And in the last case, as you can see, the resistances are connected in parallel as the inverse of the effective resistance is equal to the sum of the inverse of individual resistances. Now let us solve the following problems. The resistance of a 1 meter long nichrome wire is 6 ohm. If we reduce the length of the wire to 70 centimeter, what will be its resistance? So the given is initial length 1 meter, resistance 6 ohm, reduced length 70 centimeter, that is 0.7 meter, and resistance of the reduced length we have to find out. We know that rho is equal to RA upon L. Therefore, R is equal to rho L upon E. Now let us calculate for the two cases. Substitute the values. So R1 divided by R2 will get rho and A, if we remove as common, L1 divided by L2, and R2 will become L1 divided R1 multiplied by L2 divided by L1. So you'll get the answer as 4.2 ohm. Here we have just rearranged the terms. When two resistors are connected in series, their effective resistance is 80 ohm. When they are connected in parallel, their effective resistance is 20 ohm. What are the values of the two resistances? The effective resistance we know is the sum of individual resistances in series, so R1 plus R2, and for parallel it is the inverse of the addition of resistances, that is 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2. Now here it is given R1 plus R2 is 80 and 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 is 1 upon 20. So now let us substitute the values. So 1 upon 20 is R1 plus R2 divided by R1 multiplied by R2. We are just doing the addition over here, and hence 1 upon 20 is equal to 80, that is it is the sum of R1 plus R2 divided by R1 multiplied by R2. Now again rearrange. R1 multiplied by R2 is equal to 80 multiplied by 20, that is 1600, and hence R1 is equal to 1600 divided by R2. Now let us substitute this value in the first equation, that is R1 plus R2 is equal to 80. Now we have found out that R1 is 1600 divided by R2 plus R2 is equal to 80. So it becomes 1600 plus R2 square is equal to 80 R2. We have multiplied R2 on both the sides, and R2 square minus 80 R2 plus 600 is equal to 1600 is equal to 0. Again we have rearranged. Now if you further rearrange, you find that R2 square minus 40 R2 minus 40 R2 plus 1600 is equal to 0. So now you can take these two in the bracket. Since it is a square, you must have learned in quadratic equations, R2 minus 40 multiplied by R2 minus 40 is equal to 0, and hence R2 is equal to 40 ohm. Now R1 plus 40. Okay, we know the value that R1 plus R2 is 40. R1 plus R2 is 80, and hence now we substitute the value of R2. So R1 plus 40 is equal to 80. So R1 is equal to 80 minus 40. So R1 is also 40 ohm. So the value of the two resistances are 40 ohm. Children, practice these problems on your own, because here only terms are being rearranged. If a charge of 420 coulomb flows through a conducting wire in 5 minutes, what is the value of current? Charge Q is equal to 420 coulomb. Time is 5 minutes. Now 5 minutes we will have to convert it into seconds. So we know that 60 seconds make 1 minute. So 5 multiplied by 60. So it comes to 300 seconds. I is equal to Q divided by T. So 420 divided by 300. And the answer we get is 1.4 ampere. So this is how we come to the end of the exercise for the chapter current electricity. Thank you.